lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424. That's HUNK to 42424.
Meet Zara, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
I came to injury care centers because I'm an old football player and some of my old injuries were beginning to catch up with me. I couldn't do what I used to do without having severe pain. I felt the improvements from the BioTargeting almost immediately. Very few places would guarantee their work because, doctors, they say they're practicing medicine, so you're essentially just an experiment. The folks at injury care centers offering a 100% money-back guarantee lets you know that they take your well-being very seriously.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit gobiotarget.com today.
Are you shopping for jewelry? Remember, that big diamond store doesn't want you to shop and compare. They know they can't beat Beard's Diamonds prices.
And right now, you can save even more with the most exciting finance offer of the year. 0% financing for 5 years, 0 down on everything in the store.
Upgrade that solitaire. Get Dad that Rolex. Get the diamond bracelet you've been dreaming about.
You'll get Beard's already low prices, but then you get to spread your payments out for 60 months with no money down.
How about a $6,000 Decory or Ferragio ring?
You pay just $100 a month.
Or a pair of $3,000 stud earrings.
You pay just $50 a month.
Beard's Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Save now on all GIA certified diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and even Rolex watches.
Then spread your payments out for 5 years with 0% financing and put nothing down on everything in the store.
But hurry, this incredible finance offer will not last long.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Don't buy anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, I'm Elton John. In 1981, the first case of AIDS was diagnosed in the United States. More than 40 years later, we have the tools and medicine to beat AIDS. My foundation is bringing HIV testing and care to underserved and vulnerable communities. If you share my vision of a world where everyone is treated with love, respect, and dignity, join me. Learn more about the Rocket Fund at eltonjohnaidsfoundation.org. Follow us at EJAF on Instagram. Thank you.
Wheelchairs for Warriors serves those who served us. We provide custom-fit wheelchairs for veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. When they are denied the services they deserve, we stand in the gap. To join the mission and support America's heroes, you can visit our website at wheelchairsforwarriors.org. We are a 501c3 organization and part of the combined federal campaign. Visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Oilers, led by the best hockey player in the world, Connor McDavid, on the verge of completing one of the biggest comebacks in sports history. With a win against Florida tonight in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, Edmonton becomes just the second NHL team ever to rally from a 3-0 deficit to win a championship series, and that would mean instant immortality for McDavid, believes ESPN NHL analyst PK Subban.
He gets put in the Hall of Fame. He gets put in a category of all-time greats, which is a select group. And then he has the shot, when it's all said and done at the end of his career, to potentially be at the top of that list. Now, I ain't saying you're better than Wayne Gretzky. I am not saying that. Wayne Gretzky's the great one for a reason.
Game 7, 8 Eastern on ABC. NBA, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski's reporting Raptors franchise cornerstone Scotty Barnes intends to sign a 5-year max rookie extension, could be worth up to $270 million. Woj also reports the Cavaliers hiring Warriors top assistant Kenny Atkinson as their next head coach.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen coming up Tuesday. Now that J.J. Redick is officially the new Lakers head coach, I'll tell you what he needs to do if they want to be title contenders. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Well, hello there. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. As you've just heard, I am the aforementioned Aaron Schachter, back off of a vacation. Nice little 4 or 5 days jaunt to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, North Kakalaka, as Tribe Called Quest and leaders of the new school used to say.
Summer Rae territory.
Is it?
That's what she said. You remember when she told me that I smell good?
I don't remember much about that show.
And she shook my hand.
I do remember that.
And then, but earlier, once we were talking about South Carolina, I believe you threw the brick and hit your hand in Geechee. And somehow you were able to parlay that into a conversation about where Summer Rae was from.
Yep.
And she said, I'm from North Carolina, not South Carolina.
That's right. She doesn't understand that Geechee talk.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
She understands the OBX talk, which is what I learned over the past couple of days. Big Schachter family get-together. Very interesting time out there, which I'll recap momentarily. Brian Middleton, it's great to see you again, man.
You too, my boy.
Oh, it sounds like you're eating something. Is everything cool over there?
Mm-hmm.
That's very crunchy. Very crunchy. That's like Michelle Thibodeau's gum on tail. What do you got over there? You got some tortilla chips?
Hold on, man.
I think we talked about these.
Capable and crunchy.
Yep.
Sea salted.
Yep.
Vista Hermosa.
Yeah, Vista Hermosa.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Vista, shout out to Rory who hooked us up with Vista Hermosa, the crunchiest tortilla chip I've ever had in my life.
Whole white corn. Just the way I like it.
Easy. We don't do that kind of stuff here, Brian. It's snow bunny corn.
You know what, man? My hotkeys aren't ready, but you know what? Good for you.
That's on you.
Good for you.
That's on you. You got to get ready for that stuff.
Like that.
I'm a man of peace, Brian. I'm not trying to inflame people. I'm trying to bring people together.
Really?
Which we will do later on as we talk a little bit about Trevor Lawrence on the show today a little later. Rich Eisen made some comments on his show. We'll break down those comments on whether Trevor is actually going to deliver on this deal that nobody thought he was worth. Spoiler alert, Rich Eisen likes Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. But we'll break into those comments a little bit later. I'm going to try to get to this story on Ludacris. Because he did... Ludacris?
Okay.
He did something that I thought was amazing. But we've seen here locally before. And we'll get into that story that is, at least on my radar. I love me some Ludacris.
Do you?
And those Allstate commercials.
Do you?
State Farm, Allstate?
No, State Farm's not Allstate.
No. One of those two. He's doing commercials for them now. I think it's Jake from State Farm, those commercials.
Yeah, definitely not Allstate.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody new for Allstate ever since, let's see. It was a dude with the deep voice.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't Mayhem?
Was Mayhem? I thought that was somebody. Okay, Mayhem is Allstate.
Yeah, but, I guess they've cut that budget.
Yeah, they did.
I hear that's going around.
Yeah, the State Farm is what? Pat Mahomes and all those guys.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money on the celebrities.
Nope. Woof. No inflation. You hear me? State Farm said, I know y'all dealing with the depression out there, regular people, but...
Well, to be fair, I don't know that Ludacris is still charging a lot, so maybe they did get some budget cuts.
I don't know, man. My man is... in the Fast and Furious franchise.
That's true. If he has 0.1% off the box office of that, the man is swimming in money.
You're a big Ludacris fan, though.
I mean, just the hits. He's a pop star.
Favorite Ludacris song? Do you know off the top of your head, or is it like, I got to hear it?
Move, Get Out the Way. I mean, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
But and speaking of that song, it's prominently featured in this story about Ludacris that I will try to bring to the table later.
I'm sorry. Are you saying Ludacris? Am I hearing you right? I want to make sure that I'm.
What?
Who are we talking about again? Let me hear you say
Luda. Ludacris.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What's the problem?
There's no problem. I want to make sure I'm hearing you right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who Ludacris is.
I mean, he's pretty famous.
But I interrupted you, man. You're giving a rundown to the listeners.
I was giving a little tease.
Here we go.
What's coming up later in the show? After we get done talking about Ludacris, hopefully we have enough time to do so, we'll check in on all the stories about wives, girlfriends, and side chicks that have been in the news. Because there's been a lot. We've got an update on Bill Belichick and his 8th grade girlfriend.
Yo, that's okay.
She's closer to 8th grade than she is his age.
I'm going to send a process server right down to your office.
I'm using,
now he right down there, sir.
He's right around the corner. I'm using hyperbole, obviously. I'm exaggerating.
Is that what you're going to say, understand?
Yes, it's literally under oath. I will say that.
Is that what Anna Jar and Levine going to say in your defense?
I'm exaggerating.
All right.
But to make the point, she is kind of young.
Oh,
we have an update on that relationship, including now new comments added to the public commentary by an ex-grandpa or boyfriend of hers who was 64 years old. Seems like she's got a type, Brian.
Okay. So she got a type.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one with the issue then, Aaron. If you got an issue with this, it's her.
Yes.
It's not Bill.
Yeah, rich and old is her type. Yes, we'll get into it. I promise.
I'm going to stand the gap. Okay.
Also in that segment, by the way, Sean King has taken some shots at Matthew Stafford's wife after she possibly took some shots at Matthew Stafford. I don't consider them shots. A couple of people do. We'll discuss. And then talk about having a type. Tom Brady's got a new girlfriend. And apparently he's got a type as well.
Hold on. Let me test it out, make sure it works.
All right.
Okay.
And spit on that thing.
Yeah, okay. That's a type.
That girl is all over the place. You're talking about the Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even sent Kuzar, because me and Kuzar are degenerate gamblers. Mm-hmm. I sent Kuzar a Hawk Tua parlay that people are making.
How does that work?
You bet on the Hawks to go to the finals next year, and then you bet on Tua to win the MVP.
I was going a different route. Like I don't know what you can bet on nowadays.
It's a Hawk Tua
the stuff
parlay.
you can bet on nowadays. Holy smokes!
To all the listeners of the radio show, and I see a bunch of you not only listening but watching online. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Nice to see you again. If you don't know the Hawk Tua girl story,
Hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
Yeah, I would suggest going to search all your favorite social media outlets for the clip. Just search Hawk Tua and you will find it relatively quickly.
You feel me? That's the part I cut off, but I love the most at the end. She says that, and she's like, you feel me?
And everyone's like, yeah, no, yes, we do. Absolutely. Understand what you are talking about.
Oh,
then finally, maybe we'll get to some sports and do some NFL odds and ends as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That is what's ahead on the show today. But we start where I left, and that's the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Brian, last night left you. I was about to hop in a car.
Right.
For 10 hours of a raw dog road trip.
Mm-hmm. Before the sun rised.
Before the sun rised, with no help in the car except for my two littles, with my oldest daughter already on the way with her grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, was it a tough drive. I'd already heard there were bed bugs at the Airbnb, if you remember that part.
Right.
So the whole family was up in arms about a ruined vacation. They quickly moved locations before I arrived. I did not experience the bed bugs.
Oh, well, that's good.
It was good.
I'm sure your family was like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Aaron had to experience that.
Wouldn't have heard the end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, easily I win the trophy for most miserable in the family.
Last vacation I ever go on with you. Okay.
That would probably be correct. So I take the 10-hour road trip with the two little kids, which turns into like an 11 or 12-hour road trip, largely uneventful on the way there. And we barely stopped. All the food stops were drive-thrus. I really took advantage of the fact that they're kids with like tendons that aren't stiff. You don't need to get up and stretch your legs. You're too young for that.
And they're small enough. They can stretch in that car.
You know what I mean? You just stretch your arms and legs out from the seat. They're in booster seats. It's not like they're packed in there tight. This is a minivan. So, it was fine. The ride was fine. we get there and you quickly realize, because everyone talks about the Outer Banks. Don't get me wrong. As far as the nature goes, coastline and stuff like this, it's a beautiful place. All the houses out there, these multi-million-dollar houses, everyone's renting out for vacation homes. You put like 6 families in these things. We had 11 people with us. My wife stayed away.
11?
Yeah. And my sister, her husband, their 2 kids.
Okay.
My mom, her husband. You had me and my 3 kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. My wife stayed away. And she says it was for work. I think it's because she didn't want to take a 10.5-hour car ride, whatever it was going to be.
That's one. She a big nature person, your wife?
I mean, more than me.
Oh, okay.
She at least likes to be outside.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I remember your beach stories. They're not. Okay.
Speaking of which, Outer Banks is a beach community. I was successfully able to avoid the beach every day I was out there. I was so happy about this.
Okay.
I couldn't be happier.
What goes into successfully avoiding the beach when it's right there?
It looks a little bit like this, right? Let's fast forward to Wednesday morning. Kids and me wake up first. My body clock won't let me sleep past 6 o'clock. I've been waking up before 6 o'clock for 20 years now.
Fine-tuned machine, man.
It's just, I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like once I hit 2:30, I'm waking up every hour on the hour. Is it time yet? Is it time yet? Is it time yet?
That's it. Yeah. You've been
It's
scarred.
that morning show energy. You work over on that station when you got to be in it too, or Huck too.
Hold on.
When you got to be in it too and you miss the alarm clock, the whole show can't go on. Like you get nervous about that kind of stuff. It's just burned into my brain.
Yeah.
And then the kids, as soon as there's daylight, they want to get up and start partying. Well, unfortunately, this time of year, daylight's at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts to actually get lighter out around 5:30.
I know. You start seeing the light blue. And you're like, wait a minute now. Hold on.
And here's the problem with vacation homes. For some reason, at least the one I was in, they don't believe in blinds. They don't subscribe to blinds. So you were getting all of the light from the nature. You're getting all of God's glory through that window every morning. And so we're up 5:30 every morning. So I see my mom come out into the living room. She's like, oh, it's going to be a beautiful day for the beach. I'm like, shh. Stop it. Shh. Kids were so excited. I was like, sure, the beach, but also, don't you want to play mini golf? Let's go mini golf. Don't you want to play at the arcade? Let's go to the arcade. Bumper cars. Let's go. Successfully avoided the beach.
Nice.
Technically.
Okay.
Not literally. We'll get to that in a minute. But successfully avoided the beach in a beach town. I was very proud of that. Win one for your buddy Aaron. But as far as like things to do in the Outer Banks, not much going on. Not much going on. It's like a sleepy beach town. One road in, one road out once you get to the main strip. So anywhere you want to go, you're going 20 miles an hour amongst all the beach crowd traffic and all the go-karts while you're driving in a car. It's just hard to move around. And then you want to go out to eat. Oh, man, is it a problem?
Touristy, right?
One night, there was one night, we thought we would eat at the arcade. They don't have food. So we go to the restaurant next door. They can't sit 10 people. So we go to the restaurant down the block and they seat us, but it's in a booth that we don't fit in.
So some are at the table, some are at the booth?
Or just hanging off the table, but yeah. And then finally we go to a third place.
Yeah.
Third place in 3 hours. I don't know if you know this about little kids, man, but if you don't feed them, they actually turn into tiny terrorists. They're awful. They're awful, awful people when they don't eat.
Okay.
Try having like an 8 and a 6-year-old not giving them food. You'll submit. It'll be over.
Also, CPS will be knocking at your door. You're just not giving them food.
I mean, quite frankly, that's what the Ukraine should be doing to win this war against Russia. Forget about bombs and tanks and drones. Send all your 8 and 6-year-olds over to Russia unfed and see how long Russia lasts. Ain't gonna happen. Goodness.
Got a hot key. I'm gonna let that stew right there.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. Let only one of us get pulled into court this week.
Good strategy.
I'm just saying, we went to our third place. The kids hadn't eaten yet. It was gonna be a disaster. We sit down at 8 o'clock. We get the food at 8:45. My kids eat dinner at 5:30,
Wow.
Brian.
Did they at least get an appetizer?
No. Not only that.
They didn't even do appetizers?
Not only that, man, but restaurants should know when you're ordering food for little kids, I don't care when the rest of the food comes out, bring the little kid food first. Bring it immediately. Bring it before the appetizers.
Was there bread involved? Some chips?
Zero bread and chips, Brian. Nothing.
And no appetizers were ordered.
No appetizers.
I don't know about that
My
one.
daughter ordered spaghetti. Guess what? Spaghetti was spicy. It's not something. That's not something.
Spaghetti was spicy.
I'm telling you, man. It's not something you hear from adults, but kids will tell you that thing. That's spicy. Not touching it.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Not touching it.
That
spicy could actually mean like it's got herbs in it or something, but to their tongue, anything other than bland or sugar,
ragu,
is spicy.
Yeah.
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
It was just wild. She said it was spicy because you want to talk about. I've never seen a more snow bunny vacation destination than the Outer Banks.
Man,
Brian.
Man, why don't
Brian, I'm telling you that some sunscreen company needs to make a headquarters in this town because they're selling a whole ton of it to these people. You didn't see anybody. You didn't see any Latino people. You didn't see any black people. You didn't see any Indian people, Pakistani people. You didn't see any Asian people. It was just snow bunnies galore. And so to have spicy spaghetti was just like, are you sure this is what you're serving out here right now?
Yeah. Who knows how to season here for real?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me check y'all roster.
Can we
Hold
see
on.
who's in the menu, who's in the kitchen? Because this is not, I think, what you're supposed to be putting on this table for these little kids.
Read the room.
Spicy spaghetti was not going to work out for my 6-year-old. My son got some other, like I think it was like Southwest egg rolls or something that he didn't like. I tasted it. It was like hamburger meat and nothing else.
What? Okay, what was the cuisine theme?
It was. They called it comfort food.
So it was like
Let
American
me tell you, there was no comfort to be had.
Yeah, because spaghetti's Italian.
No comfort to be had.
No mac and cheese. No blue
on the
box.
menu.
Not even the real one, because the real mac and cheese might have been spicy. But
And I would have ordered the easy mac and cheese in a heartbeat.
I mean, please.
Nowhere to be had. But this wasn't even the highlight of the trip, my friend.
Okay.
A highlight.
Well, what did the kids eat? Hold on, before you get to the highlight. What did they eat?
Well, they picked at the food they had, and then as soon as we got home, they got cheese sticks, fruit cups, and applesauce. Welcome to vacation.
I love it.
Did you? Because I hated it. I hate it. Drives me crazy. Raising my kid on applesauce.
It's a fruit.
Like, eat something.
Vitamin C, maybe.
Just nonsense sometimes with the food and kids. I know you don't deal with it, but
yeah.
Anybody out there with kids knows what I'm talking about. I'll give you another for instance, right? My kid loves these, they're called something bagel minis at Dunkin' Donuts. It's like a round bagel ball. Inside there's cream cheese.
Yeah, don't like them at all, but yeah.
My daughter loves them.
Oh, wow.
But she refuses to eat a bagel with cream cheese from Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, babe, same ingredients.
No, I got
same
standards.
bread, same cream cheese, same store. She's like, no, not doing it. I want the stuffed bagel mini, not the bagel with cream cheese. You ain't fooling me. So she was tough anyway, but that's not the point. The highlight came when I discovered my sister's husband, who's a really nice guy. Got to put that disclaimer out there before I start trashing the guy. Really nice guy, really smart, very informed, especially about kites. Yes, kites, the flying fabric tied to a string.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There are some things, Brian, that only snow bunnies mess with.
Yeah, boy.
Kites are one of them.
Okay.
Polka music, like playing the accordion, that's another.
And?
I don't know if there's more. I have to think about it. I'm just saying this is what popped in my head. But the kites thing, I'm like, listen, I am a snow bunny. I've never played with kites. I didn't know people who played with kites. I didn't know those people existed.
Yeah.
I just heard about kites through like kids' stories and stuff.
Yeah, books, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be like,
books that I thought were fiction, made up stories. Dr. Seuss flies a kite or something. And then here comes my sister's husband who brought 8 kites on the trip.
What?
8 kites. He brought a couple of show kites. He brought a couple of stunt kites. He brought a couple of kids' kites.
Oh, man.
And my kids were lit up about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
lit
good.
up about it.
That's good.
And so I'm sitting here going, really? You guys are going to make me go play with kites?
Yeah.
All right, look, we're on vacation. This is for them. We're making memories, right? Then he throws this little tidbit out there. He goes, hey, we're going to go fly these kites at these famous sand dunes here at the Outer Banks. I was like, what's so famous about sand dunes? It's just like beach dredging. He was like, no. It's like Guinness Book of World Record for height.
Oh.
People go sand dune boarding down these things. Another thing only snow bunnies do?
Yeah, that's
sand dune boarding.
That's definitely up there with no seasoning.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right there. Holy smokes. Okay.
You go to OBX, you want to know about a music feud, you're not going to hear about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. You're going to hear about Hall & Oates.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, you don't know about yacht rock. It's okay. It's okay. They know out at the Outer Banks. Holy cow. So he tells me about these sand dunes. It's about a 20 to 30 minute walk up, like a mountain of sand, a sand dune.
To fly a kite.
To fly 8 kites. I turn to my sister, and she goes, hey, are you going? I was like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going up a 20, 30-minute walk in 95-degree heat up a mountain of sand. You're out of your mind. Who are you looking at? I just avoided the beach for 3 days. Going up the sand dune? She goes, no. It's not like that. He was just talking about these famous sand dunes. We won't actually go there tomorrow, right? And she turns to him, and he kind of confirms a little bit. So I'm like, all right, well, if we're just going to like a park or something, we'll go fly some kites. What's the worst thing that can happen? I get a sunburn.
Get stung by a bee. Wasp.
Maybe there are wasps out there. You know, parks usually have those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fine. Next day comes. He's like, we're all going. We all hop in different cars. We drive out there. Turns out we are going to the sand dune place.
They got you.
They got me. We get there.
They lied to you.
We get there. It's 111 billion degrees outside.
To this day.
I'm slathering the kids in 100 SPF, Brian. They look like they are French mimes. They got so much sunscreen on them. They look like they are 14th century English court jesters.
Okay. Give me another one. Now give me another one.
They just came from Barnum and Bailey's clown school.
Not even the actual circus.
No.
School.
They're learning still. They're kids.
Hurt.
So I'm like, all right, look, I'm here for the kids.
What did you look like?
Oh, I looked mad. That's what I looked like.
You look like a mad mime?
I looked like, no, I barely had any on. I mean, I did a good job.
All right, tough guy. Okay, tough guy. You didn't learn from a couple weeks ago.
Pause. Time out.
You didn't learn from a couple weeks ago.
Time out.
Tough guy.
Time out.
Well, let that radiologist talk to you later on down the line.
I did make an appointment today. Listen, time out. I'm not saying I'm tough. I'm saying I was covered. Like, I put the sunscreen on my arms, and I put it on my calves and stuff, but I was wearing shorts and a shirt. I was wearing a hat and glasses. I was all covered up. My neck got sunburned. I'm not tough when it comes to the sun. I cower in fear when it comes to the sun. Serious business, Brian.
They lied to you.
Totally lied. It gets worse, Brian.
Okay.
We show up. We go through the visitor center at this park. We come out the other side, and I'm like, oh, there's the dunes. Kids are already far ahead walking with all the kites, the guy with all the kites. So I start to walk with him. I turn around. I see my 2 sisters, older sister and younger sister, at the top of the overlook platform waving goodbye. They're bailing. They're not coming.
Yo, you got some.
I said, where are you going? They're like, we're not walking up that thing. So you convinced me to come out here with the kids and you're bailing? Oh, I almost disowned them at that point.
Yeah. We gonna get some stuff off our chest right now.
I almost disowned them at that. You want to talk about I can't even say the word, Brian.
What's it rhyme with?
Oh, a trick-led move. I don't even know if I'm allowed to do that.
Okay.
Let's just keep that between us.
Like a Mitch-led move?
A little, more like a...
Because you're talking about your family, so I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm...
Like, you know how Mickey Mantle, his nickname was the Mick?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't know what that rhymes with.
Or maybe Jason Kelsey was talking about Nick Foles and what he was known for in the locker room.
Yeah. Oh.
Big game Nick.
Okay.
But just changed the game. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It was a crappy move.
Yeah, it was.
So they go off to like some arts and crafts store.
That's wild work.
Air conditioned, by the way.
That's happening right now. This is wild work.
And I go walking up a dang mountain of sand. So we get up the mountain.
Okay.
We're flying kites, bro.
8 of them.
Literally. Flying kites, 8 of them. The guy we went was just putting the kites together, giving me all kinds of information on the kites.
Man, we do not care. We do not care.
Like, I don't want to hurt his feelings. He's clearly passionate about kites, but come on. Who? How many people have ever had this conversation with him where they're like, yeah, no, tell me more. Again, he's a really good guy. I'm really trashing him right now.
It's about time to sprinkle that back in.
I got to reset.
Yeah.
Really good guy. Really good guy. My sister, terrible person. But her husband, really good guy. Really good guy. And so he's putting together the kites for my kids. Like, he's doing this for my kids.
Yeah.
And himself. But for my kids, he's got his kid there. And she's a little bit older. And I could tell he's done this to her before. Like, she's well-versed in the kites. But also, she didn't look like crazy excited about it. She wasn't bored, but she wasn't crazy excited about it. My kids were having fun. The fun, I think, for them lasted about 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more.
Then the kite's going, I've seen everything a kite can do outside of a lightning storm.
Bro, they were flying stunt kites, and racing kites, and kids' kites, a Batman kite, all kinds of kites. The 20 minutes in, he's like, all right, let me take out the rest of the kites.
What? What? I'm going to the arts and crafts store or whatever. I'm going to First Fridays down there, whatever.
They took the car. Can't. We stayed on that mountain of sand for a good 2 hours.
Damn.
Listen, when you're on a mountain of sand, Brian, ain't no trees.
No
bushes you could sit next to.
It's you in the sun.
There's no bench with like an awning on it. It's you and the sand and radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
It was brutal. When we go to break, I'm going to show you a picture of me and the kids in the car after flying 8 kites. You're going to think we just ran a full marathon. It looks insane. And, of course, my sister bailed. So shout out to my sisters
that's
being great
mad
people.
Corny, man. That's mad corny.
I got tricked into walking up a sand dune mountain.
That woman lied to you, man.
As women tend to do.
Hey, man, say it again.
I'm just saying that because the news queen is in the background of the video right now.
Oh.
I'm just trying to trigger her.
The snake would have bit me.
I don't actually believe that.
Yes, you do. That's
Nah.
what you just said before we got into the show.
Nah.
You talked about how deceptive.
Nah. You're just trying to get me in trouble. Don't worry, I'll do enough of that on my own,
I was about
Brian.
to say, yeah.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show. You ever fly 8 kites on a sand dune mountain? Give me a call. 904-362-9901. Back in a minute on ESPN 690.
We do not care.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Summertime weather continues with daily heat and rain and storms. For your Monday, it'll be partly cloudy, plenty hot and humid, and a few storms this afternoon. Jacksonville's daytime high will get up around 98. Then there will be some cooling showers and storms. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sema.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. 0% financing for 5 years is back for a limited time at Beards Diamonds.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our returning champion, a basketball court sweat mopper from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Louis Cramp.
Great to be back, Merv.
There's only one category left on the board, Louis. People you can trust to repair your air conditioner. Your 10 seconds starts now.
Well, I'm pretty handy with tools around. So my Uncle Steve used to fix transmissions, so maybe he could... Okay, sorry. I guess just call the guys at Bueller?
That's right, Louis. The highly trained technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing have the tools and the experience to service any make and model of home air conditioner to make sure that you are cool.
You sure I can't just have a quick...
Yeah, we're done for today.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
The lightest 350 horsepower onboard has just hit the water. Introducing the all-new Yamaha 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 with advanced features and class-leading power to weight. Every run will be more efficient and exhilarating. The new 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 from Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkupp is regarded as one of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Scheinkupp came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show.
Hey, oh boy, if I ever pull it off, Aaron, you're going to be, oh boy, you'll be the first to know.
News Queen Michelle Thibodeau explaining to us Hawk Tua might be some of the best non-radio I've ever been a part of.
Hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
And I mean,
man,
had the first part down too, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes people, they'll know what something is saying or how to pronounce it, but they pronounce it professionally.
Yeah, sure.
Not the case there.
Yeah, it's like people who call Barcelona.
Okay.
It's like that is the official way to say it if you're from Barcelona.
But I was like, yo, have you heard about this? And she was like,
Hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
And I'm like, yo, all over the page.
It's taken over the world right now. Every social media has these clips, as social media tends to do. I'll tell you other clips I saw on social media that have nothing to do with Hawk Tua, but they have to do with Trevor Lawrence. You know, for like a week or two, Brian, before Trev got the deal, when everyone thought the deal was imminent, the big conversation around it was, what? Is Trevor Lawrence going to get a big-time top-of-the-market deal? Because he doesn't deserve it, is what they'd say. All the Jags fans came out and they're like, what are you talking about, man? Of course he's going to get the deal. Of course the Prince deserves it. But all the haters out there, all the national media, all the NFL fans on Twitter, doesn't deserve it. So Trev gets the deal. Now the conversation is he going to deliver on the new deal? Hearing that a lot. Like, people don't think now because he didn't earn it that he can't earn it. I just thought it's been an interesting conversation over the last couple of weeks, but Rich Eisen then went on his show to talk about it. He did a whole segment on it. Is Trevor going to deliver on his new deal? But one of the interesting things I thought, at least about the segment, was his producer, Chris, also like a co-host sidekick guy, commented on Jaguars Twitter. I guess Chris said some disparaging things about the Jags, and Jags Twitter came for him. My hotkeys up, buddy, because I got to play this right here.
Jaguar fans are coming after me on Twitter, too. Imagine
Jaguar
that.
fans like coming after people. Jaguar
man.
fans are prone to come after people.
Look at that, guys. You are known nationally, Jags Twitter. You are respected nationally. Your ability to pester, annoy, get after is talked about at the height of the national media. Way to go.
This guy wrote me like a 3-1 thread, and I was just like, cool.
like a 3-tweet thread is what he's saying there.
Cool.
Dude, let me tell you something.
Like one playoff win.
Let me tell you something.
You see, he's still besmirching the team. Still besmirching Trevor. One playoff win.
As the host of an NFL draft now 21 years and counting, I will say to anybody that's been in the chair, in the truck, do me a favor. Do not send us the break when the Jaguars are about to go on the clock. Please don't do it, because everybody thinks it's me who's disrespecting the Jaguars, saying when we come back, you know, the Jaguars will get their pick. And it's just...
I love that Rich Eisen is now running scared, too. Yeah. I love Rich Eisen. Don't get me wrong. I love Rich Eisen. He's one of my favorite guys.
Okay.
But, like, Jack's Twitter is so menacing that this man, Rich Eisen, is telling his executive producer, don't you dare go to commercial when the Jags are on the clock.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
You know, listen, we don't miss picks. We don't ever miss picks. As a matter of fact, when you go to break on a television draft, if we're going to break and ESPN's on the air, they're going to hold the pick till we get back and vice versa.
He's basically saying, guys, calm down. Calm down.
A lot of explaining happening right now.
You're gonna see the pick. What are you getting so up in arms about?
Yeah, okay.
But Jack's Twitter makes a great point here.
Okay. But what we're not going to give you, because we do have to spend a commercial break paying off bills 3 minutes long, is, and this is the Jaguar fan pushback to me, is like, yeah, but the 3-minute conversation you'd be having with the panel about what the Jaguars have done and what they need, we don't get that. The other teams do.
Yeah, so they're missing out on the analysis, which, by the way, is almost always negative.
And also, Aaron, you know what? To the Jags' point, I don't think it's a conspiracy. If they were picking at 9th, all of a sudden you got a commercial break. If they're picking at 17th, commercial break. 24th, commercial break. I'm surprised they didn't go to commercial when they picked number 1 overall. Like, we starting this, but hold on, before we do.
Hey, look, they're walking up the card for the first pick of the draft, but now this word from State Farm.
Yeah.
Wild. Jags Twitter out there making a name for themselves.
I like it.
Maybe a bigger reputation than the Jaguars themselves.
I like that.
I mean, people are on notice now. Don't mess with Jags Twitter.
Got national guys saying, hey, don't go to break.
Don't do it.
I know we got to pay bills. I know how much the contract between you and that vendor is. And I'm telling you right now, hold it for 2 more minutes.
Yeah, that contract doesn't outweigh the cost of the security I'm going to need when we go to break. So please don't do this.
Oh, boy.
More from the Rich Eisen show.
Remember last year, wasn't MJD saying name a better tight end, receiver, quarterback, running back combination?
All right, hold on a second, because we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and you kind of gave me a look when I brought this up, like, can we get even more specific?
You know?
It'd be like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, left guard, right tackle combination. Fine. But I do think MJD had a point last year. Obviously, he was talking about when Calvin Ridley was on the team. But I think the point still stands this year. You got a lot of teams where you have good guys at some of those positions. How many teams with great guys at all of those positions?
What the Jaguars have. And we struggled to come up with it. We said the Chiefs, right? Didn't we say the Chiefs were the one that you could top?
Yeah, they were talking, obviously, Mahomes, Kelsey, A+++. Pacheco, well-respected as a running back.
Hey.
I wouldn't call him in the top 10.
But
I'd barely call him in the top 20.
Really? Barely in the top 20, so like 18, 19, 20, huh?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, CBS Sports agrees with me. Garrett Podol put out his top 20 running backs for the 2024 season. He's got Pacheco at 19.
Interesting.
205 attempts, 935 yards, 7 touchdowns.
When you got Patrick Mahomes on there, it's hard for me to be like, let me just look straight at the stats for someone like Pacheco.
Well, I do think your point is his point, and that's you could kind of put almost anybody back there.
No. That's not my point. My point is Mahomes is going to be the offense.
Yeah, and his point is it doesn't. Yeah, and that's his point. Is that Pacheco might be good. I mean, he's top 20 according to Garrett. I'm just saying you could also have like J.K. Dobbins back there. You could also have like the Gus Bus back there, and it would still pretty much work out with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and maybe even a Rashee Rice or something like that. I'm with him on that one.
I would just move him up higher. But
okay.
But you're right. It could work with just about anybody.
Well, I mean, we don't have to go
Not
off on the
Clyde
tangent.
Edwards-Helaire, though.
Well, he actually had a great season with Mahomes.
He had a great season, but
he got hurt twice.
Well,
knee injuries. So it did slow down. You're right. But if you remember, at the time, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was actually part of like a 3-headed monster in that backfield. There were a couple of guys who were like 1,000-yard rushers on that team, and there weren't a running team. I'm just saying, when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, it may be easier to be a great running back than it is when you're the entire show. When you're Derrick Henry on the Titans last year, not as easy. Speaking of which, on this list by, is it Garrett or Grant? I don't want to misname him. By Garrett, he's got Derrick Henry at number 2. So for all the talk about Derrick Henry being washed, now he's sitting there on the Ravens as the number 2 back in the league, according to CBS and Garrett over here. But let's see if you got an issue with any of these. So he's got Jaden Warren from the Steelers, who had a big breakout year last year, 784 yards, 4 touchdowns, but looked great. Pacheco at 19. DeAndre Swift, who's now on the Bears, at 18. Devon Achane on the Dolphins at 17. Connor on the Cardinals at 16. Pollard. Kyron Williams. I mean, I don't have a beef with any of these yet. Kenneth Walker III. Raheem Mostert at 12. ETN at 11. Outside the top 10. I think it's a little bit of disrespect, but still nice to see him pretty close to the top 10. Aaron Jones. I would put ETN in front of Aaron Jones. He's got Jones at 10. Josh Jacobs at number 9. Josh Jacobs had a tremendous year 2 years ago.
He did.
But like last year, it didn't look great. And you got to wonder which Josh Jacobs is it. We may find out on the Packers this year. That's a good offense. If he can't produce there, then maybe that year was like an anomaly. But Jacobs at 9. Jahmyr Gibbs at 8, I think is kind of underrated. Saquon at 7. I think they're kind of underrated. Saquon. Breece Hall. I love to see him close to the top 5 at 6, but I'm probably putting Saquon and Jahmyr Gibbs above him. Nick Chubb at 5. I think it's a mistake until you can see him perform. He's blown up his knee like 7 times now.
No.
You have no idea what you're getting this year.
That's fine.
He doesn't have any more blank CLs to rip.
All the better then. Get him back on the field sooner then. He can't injure that no more.
You got Inspector Gadget in the backfield now. Go Gadget knees. Jonathan Taylor at 4. Again, I think it's a little bit of this is what we think he's capable of because of 3 years ago, not because of what he did last year, which is less than 170 attempts and 741 yards. I mean, that's what you rank number 4. Bijan at number 3. I'm fine with him in the top 3 conversation. Derrick Henry at 2. I'm fine with that until someone proves him wrong. And then Christian McCaffrey at number 1. ETN at number 11 there. But this all goes back to the original point. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end combo, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few teams who have good ones, like really good ones.
Yeah.
Eagles comes to mind.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert. That's a great combo.
They're cooking.
Dolphins, I forget who the tight end is. Who's the tight end over in Miami?
It was Gesicki.
No, 2 years ago. I don't even think he played there last year. The Jets, you mentioned them because of Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson. Okay, but Tyler Conklin, he's not lighting anybody up as far as I'm concerned.
What about San Francisco? Depends on how you feel about Brock Purdy.
No. San Francisco's got it. Purdy was almost an MVP last year.
I understand, but there's still people out there.
Okay, fine. System quarterback, those guys are in the system with him. Purdy and take your pick, Debo or Ayuk.
But that goes to the Pacheco argument. I'm just like, okay.
Well, that's why the Chiefs are up there.
Brock Purdy's in the hold on. Brock Purdy, if we listed out the quarterbacks, he wouldn't be 19 or 20. He'd be in the top 10, top 5, and I think a lot of people would look at him and be like, man, you could put anybody in there. So,
well,
he's showing up when he needs to show up.
Brock Purdy has the numbers. Pacheco doesn't have the numbers. You just look at Pacheco play football. You go, this dude can run. This dude is elusive. I imagine he's hard to take down, but the numbers don't tell that story.
Whatever Devin Pooler said in that article, we need to send out. I'll send out a feeler. I'll send out an email and be like, we'd like to talk to you.
Devin Pooler.
I forgot his name.
Garrett Polder?
Yeah. No disrespect. I really forgot his name.
It sounded like a lot of disrespect.
No. Pooler.
Ravens got a good one. Lamar, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and then however you feel about Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's a top wide receiver in the league, but when you pair him with the 3 others, that's a great combo.
Hear me out. Hear me out on this, Aaron.
All right.
This is one where I'm like, you just kind of gotta, guesstimate that this is going to be elite level, at least for the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Mr. London.
And Kirk Cousins. So on paper, it all sounds great.
It sounds great, don't it?
But Drake London had an opportunity these last 2 years to show and prove, and he has not.
I know.
And we all know how Pitts has done.
But they both are like, no, Desmond
you
Ridder.
think they're capable because that's what you've been told.
Well, no, yes, and also, I mean, even though what was Kyle Pitts'
rookie season? He was amazing. It's like 1,000 receiving yards or plus.
I've
7
seen a little bit. I mean, these guys are young, but also, again,
these guys are 3 years in. You haven't seen it since.
Aaron, because who is throwing to me? And I get it. There's certain things I got to overcome.
It's a fair criticism.
I'm just saying. I think that's one of those that we were guesstimating, not based off of what we've seen going into the season, but it's like, okay, who can join these groups like Jags and San Fran?
Sure.
I think Atlanta's going to be.
They got a shot.
They got a big chance.
They got a shot. We're going to go to break here in a second, but I don't think the Browns. The Browns aren't slouches either. If Deshaun Watson can come to play, if Nick Chubb has any gas left in the knee, Amari Cooper and David Njoku, that's a great combo.
Yeah, Njoku came on last season for real.
Bengals, I think the Bengals just got a tight end. Didn't they? I have to double check that. I think this offseason they picked up a tight end. But Burrow, Chase, and then I forget who the running back is now that Mixon's out. People want to put the Texans there. I'm not ready. Dalton Schultz?
You don't say you ain't ready.
Is that Dalton Schultz? Who's on the Texans, the tight end? Is it Dalton?
Yeah. Dude that came from the Cowboys, right?
Because there's another guy that's just like, no, Knox is the guy in Buffalo. Okay. Yeah, I mix up my tight ends.
Yeah,
like
the dude that came from the Cowboys went over there.
Yes. Yeah, he got like $12 million a year 2 years ago. It's all right. It's not great. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Who are the best quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end combos? And if you want to throw in a partridge in a pear tree, I won't hold it against you. The Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Back from vacay, slammed right into your ear hole.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkup is regarded as one of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Scheinkup came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. And some chewing on the loudest tortilla chip to ever be chewed on.
Capable and crunchy.
Oh my God. If only there was a program director here to tell me to stop.
Yo, you wild, man.
I'm just saying, there's nobody here today.
Nasty work.
Listen, I wanted to talk about Ludacris.
No, did you?
But we ran out of time.
We ran out of what? I'm sorry. It was so much tortilla in your mouth. I can't quite make out the last word.
I'm trying to chew.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Whoa.
Personal foul.
Yo.
Spit on that thing.
Go ahead, man. That's wild.
Had you told me we were coming back before 5 seconds, I wouldn't have put a chip in my mouth. Wash it down with something.
Spit on that thing.
Why is that so funny?
I don't. It made no sense. You want to wash it down, though. That's
okay. All right. I
don't like the way that you're clearing out your airway, man.
I'm ready.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's start it over.
We can't do that.
I was going to tell you about Ludacris, but we got to go back back to break because we took so much time talking about the best quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end combos, which we can continue next hour. We're not done yet.
Nah, man, the A block, I read it. I'd rather do that A block. We can table this for tomorrow. I got all types of.
Okay. Brian wants to talk about the latest in side chick news. So we'll do that when we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show. Quick break for the Sports Center. Back in a minute, 904-362-9901 on ESPN 690.
It's better to build boys than to mend men. And of course, we've been standing by this for 50 years because these boys have a right to be happy. How are they going to be happy? In a structured, residential, daily activity program. Because as we minister to these boys and as we work with them and they respond, it's a heart-to-heart situation.
Rhoda Heaver Boys Ranch relies entirely on your generous donations with no government assistance. Rhoda Heaver Boys Ranch. It's better to build boys than to mend men. Please visit rbr.org.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies. It's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals. Dine in with beer and wine and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn, too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit bestbetjax.com for details. That's bestbetjax.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Every day, innocent people in our community are being bought and sold like modern-day slaves. I'm Lisa Muriello, victim specialist for FBI Jacksonville. Right now, the FBI and our partners are helping thousands of human trafficking victims across the country. It's a heinous crime, but you can help the FBI and our partners break the chains of human trafficking in Northeast Florida. Log into fbi.gov/human trafficking to learn the signs. When you see something that doesn't feel right, say something to law enforcement.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Stanley Cup will be in the building once again tonight, but unlike the previous 3 games, it's there for both teams. The Panthers host the Oilers in the winner-take-all Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. Florida trying to win its first cup and avoid the dubious distinction of becoming just the second team in the major North American sports leagues to blow a 3-0 lead and lose a championship series. Former NHL forward and TNT hockey analyst Paul Bissonnette.
Florida Panthers have played a certain style and imposed their will on teams all season long. This is really the first time you're seeing where their game plan going in isn't seem to be working, where Edmonton has made those adjustments. So let's see what Florida can do in order to adjust to figure out Edmonton.
Game 7, 8 Eastern on ABC. NBA, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Raptors franchise cornerstone Scotty Barnes intends to sign a 5-year max rookie extension, could be worth up to $270 million. Also from Woj, Cavaliers hiring Warriors top assistant Kenny Atkinson as their head coach. The Chiefs expect to cut defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs following multiple arrests this offseason.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen coming up Tuesday. Now that J.J. Redick is officially the new Lakers head coach, I'll tell you what he needs to do if they want to be title contenders. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. It's a Monday edition on a Monday, Brian. We were talking a little Jaguars last hour, but you want me to stop immediately.
No. You said this is a sports show on a sports station. Forget entertainment. Let's talk sports.
I didn't say it was a sports show. But we do talk a lot of sports on a sports station. And that's something like what we're talking about here. I want to give you the latest update in wife/girlfriend/side chick news, because there's a lot of it going around. I counted no less than 4 or 5 headlines today.
Okay.
So this seems to be a news trend. You know, every once in a while, a story breaks and it goes viral. And then, I don't know if you notice, but often what will happen next is every news outlet has a story like it.
Okay.
Doesn't even have to be the same story. Sometimes you see it around really serious things. Sometimes there's a horrific story about a murder or a shooting involving law enforcement. And then suddenly, every story you see from news outlets are those kinds of stories. They're just trying to feed off the algorithms and the clicks. That may be what's happening here. But I'm all for it. Because all of these stories are making me smile and laugh today. But we start with the hoodie. Last week I told you, before I left on my sabbatical, my vacay, to the Outer Banks, we told you about Bill Belichick and his new girlfriend, 24-year-old, I want to say Jennifer Hudson. No, Jordan Hudson. Jennifer Hudson's a singer.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Burying the lead right there.
Also, I'd be a little more accepting of that relationship. I think she's in her 30s, right? Late 30s?
Interesting. Your acceptance. Okay.
Just saying.
Interesting.
Obviously, he cares how I feel. I'm just telling him.
Well, you obviously aren't hiding the disdain you have for this relationship already.
No.
And I think you think you're trying. You're not. We can hear it already. The disdain that you have for this
I'm not trying to hide it. It's gross. I told you that on the radio last week. I sent you links all weekend about it.
When you first introed in just now, you were trying to sound a bit more...
diplomatic? Will allow me to shed my diplomacy.
Yeah, you don't do that. Okay.
I saw an article out of the New York Post's page 6, which deals in rumor and hearsay. But this is direct quoting from a source. A 64-year-old man who previously dated Bill Belichick's currently 23-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. He's defending her and their romance, or her romance with Bill Belichick. Is that shocking to you, Brian? Hold on. Breaking news. The old guy is defending the other old guy dating the girl he used to date.
That's a little weird.
Here's his quote. He goes, "She is wise beyond her years." That's code word. You ever hear people call a person wise?
Yeah, sure.
In this scenario, when a guy calls it, you don't often see a guy calling a younger girl wise beyond her years. Here's usually how it goes down. When a girl tells her friends she's dating somebody, and this guy is very wise, that's code for he may be older than you're expecting. Just like when a guy tells his guy friends that he's dating a girl who's got a great personality, it means that maybe she's not as pretty as they were expecting.
Or
Good, spit on that thing.
Or it can mean that. The 64-year-old businessman confirmed he's been involved both platonically and romantically.
Yeah, man, talk your talk, King.
With Hudson in the past. Guess what, Brian? He still considers her a good friend.
Uh-oh, Bill. Hey, Bill.
You think Bill's worried?
Hey, man, listen, man.
I don't think Bill's worried at all.
Aaron, man, a wise man once told me, she's not yours, it's just your turn.
You know, the New York Post, bless the New York Post, they do this kind of stuff all the time. They've got the caption, "She's wise beyond her years." And then the picture above the caption is her making a tongue-out face for an Instagram post in the mirror.
So petty. It's so petty. I love it. It's so petty, though, man.
It's so good. She looks very wise in the picture.
Yes, she does. Does she look wise?
No.
No.
The other old guy who the article is about, the 64-year-old Zuckerman, he works in the healthcare field.
He sounds like you got bread, too.
They don't say if he's rich, but based on the photos, I think you can assume he's got money.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that when he was 60, she was 19, he's probably got money. But he feels bad. He feels bad they're caught up in this whirlwind. He's like, just let him be. The paparazzi should leave her alone. Let them live their lives.
Good for him.
Says the guy who dated her also. And hopes to date her again because they're still good friends.
That's what it is. There's a part of that in there. He's like, when this eventually burns up for whatever reason, I'll be right here.
That's the thing that's so silly to me. He goes, I still consider her a good friend. Really? What do you guys talk about? Pokemon? What do you talk about? What do you talk about with the girl that's 50 years younger than you?
How do you negotiate the fact that you think that there's no way that an individual who finds somebody attractive, not just talking about somebody that you may work with, because there's examples of that as well, but someone that you find attractive, that you won't take an interest into things that they may like and find a way to have great conversation. It amazes me, Aaron Schachter, that you refuse to see that as a possibility. I'm impressed by your lack of vision in that area. You hate Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I do.
And now you hate his relationship.
Yeah, I think it's gross. I'm not the only one, by the way.
So what? So what if you're not the only one, Aaron Schachter?
I'm just saying, society's on my side.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always 100% the way you want to go.
Except for some of you dirty men. Listen, I just Googled, what are things that 23-year-olds like? Because I don't know. I'm 45. I'm a man. I'm fat.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm fat.
And what did Google say?
Google says spending time with friends and family.
Oh, that sounds like something only 23-year-olds do. Okay.
Going to bars.
Okay.
Partying. And not worrying about others depending on them. As opposed to Grandpa Belichick, who's got like 3 generations of family members depending on him.
No longer. No longer depending on him?
Yes.
As a grandpa.
As a rich grandpa, yeah.
I've moved on. The dependence, I left that 10, 15 years ago.
You're not having it. When you reach 50, you're telling your family to kick rocks.
If I reach 70 and I'm not happily married and a 24-year-old is like, hawk tour, I'm going to be like, when and where. Matter of fact, I'm telling you when and where.
Yeah.
We go together now till you come to your senses, and then I'm going to be like, I had a good run.
I'm not saying I don't understand why you think you want to do that. I'm saying it's gross. That's all.
But it's only gross one way. It's not gross Bill's way. It's gross her way. That's what you're saying.
No,
or are you saying it's gross in a more general sense?
I'm saying it's gross for both of them. I'm saying I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe she's physically attracted to Bill Belichick.
But now you're starting to get some information that may prove that she does have a type.
No, I think she's mentally attracted to him. I didn't doubt that when I first saw the story.
You doubted the whole you came across like you doubted everything about it other than his money.
What I thought when I first saw the story was, let me see who her dad is, because there are issues there. That was my first thought. If you're dating a dude who's old enough to be your dad / grandpa / great-great-grandpa.
Why you had to put the second great in there?
Just saying. Chances are, if that's the situation, you had some issues growing up with dad.
Okay.
And the same goes for the opposite. If you're a dude and you're dating older ladies, chances are there might be something there to be said about the relationship with the mom.
I feel attacked.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just speaking my truth. Zuckerman, the old guy, not the new old guy, Belichick, the old guy.
Yeah.
He reportedly dated Hudson just before the relationship with Belichick. I'm wondering if she left him for Bill.
Got to.
And then he's trying to be the bigger man.
Because you know that's not going to. Bill ain't marrying her.
No way.
Bill ain't putting no ring on it.
Well, not without her signing a prenup.
So after he's done, and after she's done or whatever, he'll be right there, like you said, waiting.
He dated her back. Was it 2020? It's unclear exactly how old this former pageant, she is a former pageant queen. This former pageant queen was at the time, but she would have probably been around 20 or 21, which would have made Zuckerman, whatever his name is, 62, 61.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's even grosser.
Wait, which one? Which one's grosser?
The Zuckerman dating her when she's 20 versus Belichick doing it when she's 24.
I could get with that if we're going on levels. I can get with that.
Hudson reportedly hit it off with Belichick after they met on a plane. We've seen the pictures from that thing. Smiling, Bill Belichick. Literally the only time you've seen this man's teeth in 40 years.
I wonder why.
At the time, he was in a relationship with his on-again, off-again girlfriend of 10 years, Linda Holiday. Now, last football season, we were all treated to a viral video of Bill Belichick doing the walk of shame out of somebody's house. I passed that video on to you. Everyone thought that was Linda Holiday's house at the time. Now you come to find out it's this high school lady.
See? You see what I'm saying?
What?
Process server, you go down that hallway, you make a left, it's the third door on the right. Door always open. Don't even worry about it. Okay, you don't even got to ask if he's him. Right there, high school lady, huh? Okay.
Well, look, like
so
I said,
extra, man.
I wasn't the only one with the opinion.
I know.
Do you remember
I get that?
Do you remember Mark Schlereth? Because aside from having an awful last name, dude was an amazing football player, 3-time Super Bowl champion.
I actually like his analysis a lot. I do.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I do happen to have the audio of the analysis.
Yeah, no. Analysis of football. I'm sorry. Let me stress. But, yeah, please go ahead.
I met Mark Schlereth, by the way.
How'd that go?
A couple of years ago. He's a really nice guy, or at least he was really nice to me.
Yeah.
He was really good to me.
You didn't tell him who your girlfriend was. If you were
I don't think he would have
older.
cared because I was of age, as opposed to being a grandpa.
A great-great-grandpa.
A great-great-grandpa. But Schlereth does a radio show. Shout out to radio. Unfortunately, he does radio with, I think the guy's name is Stink.
Oh, no, that's his nickname. That's Schlereth's nickname, Stink, yeah.
Is it Schlereth's nickname?
Yeah.
Because that makes it sound like a terrible radio show.
No. It's I can't remember how he got the nickname, but yeah.
It's Stink and Mike. Mike Evans and Mark Schlereth.
Yeah.
Stink and Mike in the morning. Yuck.
I hear they got a 35 share.
Yuck. They might, after this bit, listen to Schlereth's take on this relationship.
Hey, Bill.
By the way, this is them acting out what the relationship would be. Remember, I asked you in the original conversation, what do they even talk about? Well, I guess Stink and Mike have the audio.
Hey, Bill. What are we doing tonight? What are we going to do?
Thought we could eat some dinner. Maybe watch some Mahomes cut-ups.
And by the way, that's a great impression of Belichick. I'm just saying.
Go to bed.
Bill, you going to need to take your little pill tonight?
No, watch Mahomes cut-ups.
Mahomes cut-ups. Good to go, right?
Mahomes cut-ups. Don't need the blue pill.
You're right. It is gross. Gross. There's like a 50-year difference between them. Gross.
Dude, if your daughter's about, she's in her 20s.
She's 21. Right? Gross.
Dude, if a 72-year-old man,
I'd punch him.
Yes.
You would have,
let any of my daughters in their 20s
his daughter.
bring home a 72-year-old. I will break that graham cracker hip the second it comes through my door.
Hey, listen, besides assault, so now not only does he have your daughter, he has some of your bank account and your upcoming retirement. Cool.
Happily give
If that's what you want to do with your kids, fine. I thought
Happily
he was
give
just
it.
saying that if he just saw a random dude like that, I was just like, you just punch him. Like, what are you doing?
Let 72-year-old Bill Belichick walk through the door trying to date one of my daughters. He will need Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman on speed dial.
Hey, man, Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, Michaela Quinn, she was a problem out here, man.
Still the most wild thing that I've discovered in the couple of months we've been doing this radio show.
But, yeah, Aaron, I think that it's good for, like, talking fodder. I don't understand the inner, like, the true energy, because it feels like this is coming from maybe I need to have a daughter myself.
You think you don't get it? Okay.
But I don't think that's the case, because there's plenty of people who don't have kids or only have sons, or, you know what I mean, who probably feel the exact same way. I just don't see if this man, one more time, broken record time, Aaron Schachter. Thank you for letting me talk on the Aaron Schachter show like this right here.
Okay, go ahead.
If a man who starts off with nothing, not looks, not the intelligence, not the position, and he finds a way to find something that he's good at, and he gets great at it with whoever he got great with, and then he got to the New York Giants, and he got that success with Bill Parcells and Lawrence Taylor and those boys. And then he had to start from basically not the bottom, but as a head coach, and he had issues in various places. He finally gets to New England, and some scrubby head kid named Tom Brady comes in here, the most generic make-a-player name ever, comes in, and you help raise him up to understand who he's going to be, and he becomes that guy, and now your success and his success are intertwined, but you both worked your tails off to become one of, if not the greatest NFL coach ever?
Yeah.
When you started off with nothing, you built yourself, you sacrificed so much time and effort and energy, you still ain't got the looks. Never had the looks.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
But you put yourself in this position that some former beauty queen who's 24 years old wants to get with you. I say, God bless America. God bless America.
He could date all the beauty queens.
And everybody who has an issue with it, why don't you just put all that energy into going and being great at your regular lives? And your life isn't regular, and Mark Slaver's life is irregular, 3-time Super Bowl champion. So, I mean, but you feel what I'm saying? I don't understand the true like energy. Like a bit of this I think might be for radio. I know you feel this way, but it's a little bit over the top. But certain people really feel that way. And I'm like, yo, this man put himself in this position. He should be applauded. He should be saluted.
I'm not saying he can't.
You should shake his hand, Aaron Schachter.
I'll shake it with a
breaking the graham cracker.
Handful of COVID in my hand. Listen, I don't begrudge him.
You do.
Hitting above his playing weight. Like
way above.
You're right. He is ugly.
Never had the look.
You're right. He's hated. What? He's kind of sloppy looking. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You're right. He does have a terrible body for a 72-year-old. It's awful.
Okay.
I felt like you said it. The thing is, you don't got to date a child. Look, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Let's say he was dating a 42-year-old Brian. That's a 30-year age gap. I'd be more okay with that than what he's got going on.
Interesting.
I'd be more okay with it.
The only thing I can agree with you on, Aaron, is that the dude that started dating her at 20, if there's levels of being creeped out, I'd be creeped out way more at that. That's way too close. I get it. You're kind of an adult at 18, kind of.
Kind of?
With certain things.
I mean, only legally in some aspects, but in no other aspect, mentally or otherwise, are you an adult?
But that's too close to teenage. It's all. And
you're still a teenager.
Well, not at 20. But what I'm saying.
Or at 18.
Yeah, well, I was kind of jumping back and forth. I was saying I get at 18 that you're kind of an adult in certain ways, but at 20, you were just 19. You were just in high school.
Yeah, in name only, you're an adult, not in any other aspect. And that's my problem, Brian. I'm not saying this is about semantics. I'm not saying it's about some rule he violated. I'm saying a 72-year-old with children who have children dating a child.
She's not a child.
Who
She's
is
24 years old.
She is mid-transition to an adult.
She goes to prison if she does something wrong, not juvenile detention.
Okay, but she was also probably living with her parents 6 months ago. I'm just saying.
How do you negotiate that? All right.
Well, I'm just saying that's the child part. Like, if you're still living with your parents and you just finished school, what's not childlike about that? You're not an adult. You're not an adult.
Whoa.
I don't care what the age is.
No.
Bro, if you are 26.
If you're 50 and you finish school and for whatever reason your parents are alive and you had to go back and live.
That's your parents living with you.
No. You know what, Aaron? I'm sorry. I've cut you off way too much.
No, I'm here for it. I'm trying to educate you, Brian.
You're not doing a great job on this one. You usually do a great job, and I'm like, I can see your point. This one I don't get it.
I see you reaching for that board. Don't send us to break yet, because I got one more.
Okay.
I've actually got two more stories, but I'll get to one, and we can save the other one.
No, we're good.
Let's talk about Matt and Kelly Stafford. Have you heard this one? Kelly was on a podcast talking about the beginning of her relationship with Matt. And she says on this podcast, she goes, the beginning of the relationship wasn't great. She goes, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. She goes, I hated him. I kind of loved him and I hated him. But he really wasn't paying attention to her. Matt Stafford, big UGA quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably a man about town. He's probably beating everybody off with a stick. So she's trying to get his attention. Kelly comes up with a master plan to eventually wind up with her future husband. Here's her quote. I dated the backup to piss him off. And it worked. He was the bad boy, too. Matthew's so sweet and the Southern gentleman and all that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite. It really upset him.
What? Okay. All right.
So I just went to go look at the roster when Stafford was at UGA.
Yeah.
In 2006, the backup quarterback was Joe Tereshinski.
Never heard of him.
I don't know enough about Georgia Bulldog football to be able to recall backup quarterbacks and what their personality types were. The other backup in 2006 was Joe Cox.
Pause.
He was also the backup in 2007 with A.J. Bryant, who barely played. And then he was also the backup in 2008 with Muhammad Massaquoi. So maybe it was Joe Cox. Maybe it was Tereshinski. But one of those guys ended up sleeping with Kelly Stafford, or whatever her maiden name was at the time.
Wait, she said all that? She said she went with him. She said, Hawk Tua.
I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked. Okay. He was the bad boy, too. I mean, when you're in college and you're dating, Brian, chances are there's some intimacy happening.
Oh, man. I wish we had the audio on this. What was the reason why she answered like this? They lived in the same dorm. Together?
They lived in the same dorm room because athletes lived in the same dorm room.
It's a menace. Diabolical.
He would see my car there. And at one point, he waited and followed me into the car, and I was like, this is amazing. It's working. I was like, get out of my car. He was like, he's not right for you. I was like, what? You can't tell me that. And ultimately, they end up getting together. Clearly, she made the right choice. They're a happy couple now. But now she's getting all kinds of flack for this plan.
Yeah. You know what?
You sound like you don't like it either. I thought this was okay.
It's not. Wait, the planning part is, I don't care how diabolical
her strategy
and manipulative you want to be. That's fine, even though you'll deny it.
Okay.
Why go on social media and just start blabbing? And you want to know why? Attention. You want to know why? I want to be the center of attention.
Well, now you sound like Stephen A. and Sean King.
It's an issue.
Matter of fact, Sean King was talking about this. He said literally the same thing. Sean King says Stafford's got to find his wife a passion, which, by the way, not Stafford's responsibility. He said Stafford's got to find his wife a passion, whether it be clothes or makeup or shoes.
That's wild.
Really pigeonholing her into this female thing. She's to the point. She's tired of just being Matthew Stafford's wife, it seems like. Like, to me, this screams, I'm seeking attention. okay? I supported you for how many years? Like, it's time for me to kind of live out some of the things that I sacrificed.
Well, go be a star then. Figure it out the way I did.
She's being a star. She's a podcast host.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's good at it.
Got them views now.
Sure.
Good.
He goes, so from a relationship standpoint, that's what I would advise Matthew. Whatever it is, like you need to get her own LLC, give her all the backing she needs, and get her going down that road because obviously this other role, she's a little fatigued being on it, Sean King said.
Also contact your divorce lawyer. Just start chatting with him.
Stephen A. Smith also went off on her a little bit. Because if you're a Miss Stafford, what could possibly make you think it was okay for you to go home after revealing this to the public? I kicked it with his backup. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? And shout out to Tereshinski or Joe Cox. They're in the news today. That dude's probably selling cars in Athens, Georgia.
Because it's like everything, it's not that, again, I'm fine with the manipulation, right? If you got a goal and you're not breaking a law, but you find a way to like get around the system or get a person, so be it, I guess. I guess. And it worked for her.
I got no problem with this.
And they seem to be fine. Why feel the need to go and tell the public? Now, it's different if she prefaces it like, yeah, me and Matt, we laugh about this story now. Because at this point, he already knows.
Like, I'm sure they do. He knows the story.
But maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But still, it's like, okay, why would you need to share all the details of how we ended up together?
I don't know. I did like 12 minutes on kites in the first segment. People talk when they're in front of a microphone.
Yeah, that's fine. It's if she is that strategic, then this was also strategic. She's not just talking, Aaron. She's not just talking, I'm in front of a microphone. What am I talking about? No, I want some more clicks and more views. And, maybe she wants more attention. That's fine. That's fine, I guess.
Oh, shout out to Kelly. She knows what she's doing.
Exactly. She knows what she's doing.
Yes.
Okay.
She's smart. She's strategic. She understood.
Talk to your lawyers. You're a happy family. You're going to be together forever. Sure, fine. Talk to your lawyers, Matt. Just make sure everything is, right and tight because she's proven twice now that she got a plan and she can get one over on you. She got your hand in marriage or you got her hand in marriage. And now
I bet she's the CEO in that marriage.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you need to talk to your lawyers and be like, do not contact Kelly. I just want to make sure.
Matthew's probably just the employee.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which is even crazier move. It's an even crazier move. But, good for her. We're talking about her, right? And we know how many people listen to us.
Totally. You wanted to pull the audio. You wanted to give her a podcast plug.
Can we get her on? I'll send her an email.
Go ahead, send her.
I'll be like, hey, listen, I want to talk.
Be like, hey, I'm the backup quarterback over at Georgia. I'd love to have you on the show.
Oh, boy. Backup quarterback.
So shout out to Kelly Stafford, who, by the way, is of the same age group as Matt.
Okay, so if it's of the same age group, but you're just deceptive, manipulative, then that's fine.
To a bigger goal.
No, you're cool. I understand where you stand now.
Time out. Because she didn't lie to Matt Stafford. It's not like she tricked him.
She tricked him.
No, she had strategy.
Yeah, Aaron.
She didn't.
Aaron.
She did none of it in the dark.
Goalpost moves.
It was the same room. They lived in the same room.
Yeah, she just so happened to make sure her car was out there.
She was in the room.
He wasn't interested, so you know what I'm going to do?
He was interested. He
told her.
Listen,
Joseph Cox, pause, or it's Terezinski, whatever. Isn't that the president for Ukraine? Zelensky.
I think this is actually the president of the Men's Hair Club.
Yeah, whatever. Hey,
Joe Tereshinski and Joe Cox.
Whatever one of you twos did this, you know what I mean? Good for you. Huh?
Yeah, we got to find out.
You're not my brother, though. You can't be my brother. That's why I couldn't win any championships right there. That kind of deception back then.
Poor Matt Stafford out here throwing for 8,000 yards and 57 touchdowns, and it's the roommate getting all the glory.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, you ended up getting the glory.
Fuck, dude, spit on that name.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
I wasn't there.
Oh, man.
I wasn't there. I can't say.
I'm glad to see that you're in the same, circle with Kelly Stafford, though.
I'm with it.
You're like, hey, teach me your ways.
I'm with it, if that's what it takes. It's just strategy. She didn't lie to him.
I didn't say she lied, but you can still be deceptive and not lie.
Like this ex-boyfriend of Jordan Hudson is being deceptive.
He is.
Laying in the bushes waiting on Belichick to leave. And then he's just going to pop out. Hey, anyone need any health care? Oh, Jordan, nice to see you here. Yeah, we know what's up. We know what's up.
Hey, I'm sorry we didn't get to it, but I meant what I said. Ice Spice better contact Shaq.
That's right.
25 million listeners? 25 million in a year?
There's no context to that comment.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, man.
That's hard to do. It's hard to lose that many people. They gotta physically go in and be like, I don't want to listen to this channel anymore.
That's right.
That's difficult to do.
You want to see us do it? I'm sure we could. Hey, if you have any girlfriend, wife, or side chick news you want to share with the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Maybe we'll talk some football when we come back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny, hot, and humid on this Monday. Daytime highs in Jacksonville will be up to about 98 degrees, so stay cool. There will be a few cooling showers and storms bringing relief to some neighborhoods later this afternoon. Then we go partly cloudy and mild, but humid tonight with overnight lows in the 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. 0% financing for 5 years is back for a limited time at Beards Diamonds. Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey, Rodehaver's Boys Ranch. It's a working ranch home for 50 otherwise homeless boys. These are boys who, for whatever reason, just have no place else to go. In a stable, loving, disciplined environment, each boy has a job.
Rodehaver Boys Ranch is a faith-based foster care facility that relies entirely on your generous donations. Please consider donating a vehicle in any condition, property, cash gift, and remember the ranch in your estate planning. Visit rbr.org.
Only now you know the rest of the story.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna you find.
Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Not too short, Brian. Just a little short. Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show.
You want to give any context, you're just coming back with that line.
Talking about famous old school rappers.
Oh, look at you.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Hey, before we move on from all the side chick news, I just want one more little piece here.
Okay.
Because we haven't gone into Tom Brady, who's being linked with a new model. You want to talk about having a type. You look at guys like Kanye West, right? Married to Kim Kardashian. She dumps him. What does Kanye do? He finds a model girlfriend who's like spitting image of Kim Kardashian. Basically ripped the look out of a magazine. Then you look at Tom Brady, married to Gisele Bündchen for years. They split up. What does he do? He starts dating, or he starts hanging out with Isabella Satani. Isabella Satani, also a Brazilian model.
Boy.
Looks just like a younger Gisele.
Amen.
By the way, asterisk, footnote, P.S.
Yeah, what's up?
14 years younger.
Uh-oh, hey, Tom.
No.
Tom, don't worry.
Tom's almost a billionaire.
We're running a different circle than
He's
Aaron
not trying
Schachter.
to. You know what would happen if Tom tried to date someone who is 60 years younger than him? He couldn't. That person doesn't exist. Tom's only 45. He's dating someone 14 years younger. That's acceptable.
No, it should be a problem. I need you to stand on business and be consistent.
I am standing on business. She's in her 30s.
Young, it's double digits.
She's in her 30s.
When he's in his 50s, she'll still be in her 30s.
Correct. It's fine.
Yeah,
both adults.
I don't like the lack of consistency, Aaron
It's
Schachter.
Totally fine. Tom's kids are teenagers.
Look at this.
Easy.
Look at this.
Easy.
Look at this lady.
Easy. She's a person.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady said, "Hey, Bill, Bill, I know you think you winning, and you are, but I know that's a filter and some makeup, but it don't."
When Bill Belichick's girlfriend was watching Teletubbies, Tom Brady's girlfriend was already old enough to be drinking in bars. This is fine. It's fine.
Not me here sitting trying to really do the math on if that's accurate. I had to close my eyes for a second, but I'm like, it's close enough. Sounds right.
I just think it's interesting when people break up and then they start dating or hooking up with someone who's like identical.
Yeah.
You see that sometimes in real life too.
Well, you got to type. You got to type.
This person's really got a type, huh?
Yeah.
But don't you think it gasses the other person up? Don't you think Giselle's looking at this going, yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
But not with you.
Well, she's the one who left.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was all broken up about it. He tried to quit football twice over the thing.
Not when she wanted to, though.
Well, no, exactly.
That was the issue.
Too little, too late, Tommy.
Nah, I don't think so. Maybe for a week or so because he cares about his kids. But I think he's going to be all right. Stefania?
Goodness gracious.
What's it? Isabella Stefania?
Whatever. Satani.
Yeah. Whatever. Oof. Good for him.
Goodness.
Good for the New England Patriots from – who else is on that roster that is dating somebody new? Let's see. Maybe it's a Patriots thing from, those runs, some 6 championship runs.
Speed dating at college graduations? What's happening here?
At college graduation.
All right, let's move on to actual football talk.
Finally.
But the football talk I want to talk about is about my New York Jets. I don't know if you know the Aaron Rodgers story as of late, but he's been missing. Now, Aaron Rodgers was notorious when he was on the Packers for missing voluntary camps. Whenever the team was like, you don't have to come, but we'd love you to come, he'd be like, peace, I'm out. And then he'd show up for the mandatory stuff. Then he gets to the Jets last year. He's like, hey, I am all in. I'm going to be at every voluntary thing. And he was. And then he was at the mandatory stuff. And all of Jets World was really excited.
Yeah, man.
And then he took like a breath on second down, ripped out his Achilles, and that was it for the season.
Gone.
So it was hard for him. I get that. Devastating. Not just for him, for Jets fans, for everybody involved. It was a disaster. Fast forward to this offseason, Rodgers is back at the voluntary stuff. You see all kinds of highlights, him throwing to Garrett Wilson, all these guys. It's great. But then the mandatory camp rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is nowhere to be found.
Not at all.
They asked Robert Saleh, head coach, about it. Saleh's like, look, I'm not going to tell you where he is, but just know it's an unexcused absence. So I don't know how much you know about the New York media, Brian. They come with a reputation. They're kind of pains in the asses. They really just don't let it go. There's a lot of markets that have nicer media contingents than the tabloid reporters that you'll find in New York. Everyone's hunting for a story. No one's out there making friends. And so I thought to myself, it would be no time at all before we found out where Aaron Rodgers is. Someone's got to snitch somewhere. And we haven't really gotten real confirmation yet. The closest we've come is when Albert Breer wrote in his mailbag, which is very respected in terms of NFL content. Albert Breer says, the best I can answer this right now, where Aaron Rodgers is, that I feel solid about, is that he is somewhere that they could not excuse and maintain credibility with the rest of the locker room. Meaning if they said it, the locker room would be like, are you kidding me right now? He goes, but would be expected from Rodgers. This is not a place you wouldn't be expected. It would be expected that Rodgers would be there. It would not be an out of left field thing for him. So you guys can open your mind, so to speak.
Yeah.
As he's been known to open his mind sometimes
snitching
into all the possibilities.
Hey, some snitches, boy.
So
is he back to the ashwagandha plant?
The rumor is that he's out on what you call the ashwagandha journey.
Yeah.
Out there exploring himself and all the nooks and crannies of his mind, which I'm sure he feels is very important to do. But, like, shouldn't you be at work instead of off doing drugs is really what I'm asking here.
You had like a whole offseason to go do this.
If your program director was here today and you said, hey, man, instead of being a producer today, I'm going to go do some drugs in an alley somewhere, it probably wouldn't be okay. Then again, you're not Aaron Rodgers, right? You're not a $100 million quarterback.
Man, Aaron, can you, as a Jets fan, as a Jets faithful.
That's me.
First of all, again, God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Because you've
Glutton
been through
for punishment. I have.
You go through it.
Thank you.
Do you ever just sit down, either solo or with other Jets fans?
Often.
And just think about, I get the joke, and just say, man, what if he was just semi-focused Aaron Rodgers?
Instead of ashwagandha Aaron Rodgers?
Like 2017, we still going to the NFC Championship
or
game.
Like 2020
Green Bay.
back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers? You're saying not even that?
What? Not even that. Don't even give me that play. What if he was just,
he could be still.
No. That's gone.
You don't know?
You're never getting him.
What if the ashwagandha brings it back?
The Jets are never getting him. Can you just imagine with the team that the Jets actually have, the defense, what you guys should be, what the excitement should be right now? And maybe you're right. Maybe he gains some momentum, and he's all the way healthy, or
insight into the football world or something.
Man, it don't look like it's going to happen that way. He's thinking about anything else but winning football. Forget the Super Bowl.
Literally,
winning football games.
He's trying to destroy his ego, which he's not doing a great job of, by the way.
Yeah.
With an ashwagandha journey.
Yeah.
Instead of learning an out route with his new wide receiver Mike Williams. I'm annoyed. Jets fans are annoyed. And here is Shannon Sharp with an I told you so.
He does all this talking because it serves him well in that moment. Well, we see why we got this guy. This guy knows what it takes.
They're talking about what everyone said about Aaron when he came to the Jets.
Right.
Where is he at now? Where's those guys working with those receivers? Now, when it comes time and they're not on the same page, who's going to get blamed for that? The receivers?
Yeah.
Because everybody failed to hold. I've never been afraid to hold Aaron Rodgers' feet to the fire when he messes up, especially come playoff time, and that's been more often than not.
I will say, that's a great point by Unc right there. When it looks ugly for the Jets and Rodgers isn't injured, he's not taking the blame. He's not going to be like, this one's on me, I'm not throwing well.
He personally won't take the blame.
No.
I got you. I feel like the New York media is going to be like, it's
of
all you.
course. Oh,
okay.
They'll roast him.
I got you.
Well, Aaron's not sitting at the mic going, Yeah, this is on me. I shouldn't have been on my ashwagandha journey.
Or it'll be very passive aggressive. It'll be like, oh, yeah, it's on me, but then roast everybody else. And then be like, no, it's on me.
No, this is totally my fault that they're running the wrong routes.
This is an embarrassment.
Embarrassment!
And I know people that, well, Shetty, you're mad. I don't give a damn about no vaccine. He ain't got to take no shots. He didn't have to take a tetanus shot, a polio, a smallpox, chickenpox, or any vaccine. This ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
This got to do with a guy that wants to be a leader, but wants to lead from a distance as opposed to being there for a mandatory minicamp.
From multiple countries away on an ashwagandha journey. By the way, it's ayahuasca.
To this day.
We don't know if he's actually there. Let me just say that. This is all speculation. But you know he's there.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
He's not hanging out in California. He hasn't been spotted in some restaurant in Wisconsin. He's in a he's in a mud hut in the middle of Brazil taking ashwagandha with like 3 shaman and a couple of other football players. Matter of fact, someone called the Dolphins. Where's Jordan Poyer? Is he with him? He was with him last time. Let's do some research here. Where's Gary? South Beach have Jordan Poyer's number? Probably not.
I will say this much. It could be, here's the silver lining, it could be worse, right?
How could it be worse?
He could just be like getting arrested like a lot of the Kansas City Chiefs players have been doing this offseason. That's why they're not showing up.
That's fair.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they should be on an ashwagandha jersey.
You know what I mean?
They wouldn't be getting arrested.
So in that way, at least
it is working out.
At least he's not in jail.
It is working out. I'll tell you what, though, even though I said all that, should Aaron Rodgers invite me on an ashwagandha journey? I'm going.
That would be content for days.
I'll be right next to this man, throwing up into a bucket, crying about my mom from when I was 2 years old. I'm there. Tell me, Aaron. Give me it all. Let's talk.
If he just said, you know what? I'm going to wait 1 year. I got enough money. Build me an ashwagandha, like mock place in my backyard.
Like a temple.
And I'll just do that when practices are in between practices.
It's illegal in this country. Can't do it.
Well, that's fine. Whatever, Aaron. Huh? You always got the naysayer. Goodness gracious, man. My point is, if you guys had a quarterback with Aaron Rodgers' skill level, even at 40, who really seemed like he cared, I'd have the Jets up there, top 2 or 3 teams in the league.
Shout out to Tyrod Taylor, who will be the Jets starting quarterback by week 3.
And then he'll be injured by week 6.
Shout out to Jordan Travis, who might be healthy enough to play this year when those 2 guys go down. Maybe Jordan needs an ashwagandha journey. I don't know. Ashwagandha journeys for everyone on the Jets.
What's ashwagandha then, if that's not... What you call it again?
It's a word you made up. The word is ayahuasca is the word. Ayahuasca. Not ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is like a fake country from Black Panther. Is that the end of the bump? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now I feel all naked out here. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Back in a couple of minutes.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Lord License D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Final segment. Normally we play a little What Did I Learn Today? But instead I've got ludicrous news we didn't get to earlier. Did you see the story, Brian? Ludacris was out there trying to give a concert.
Really?
Milwaukee.
Wow.
It got rained out.
Oh, good for him.
And so, well, it is good for him because an artist of Ludacris' size will get a guarantee to play the concert. Maybe not the full fee, the full rate, although some artists do get rain or shine. But a guy like Luda, if he's charging hypothetically $100,000, will likely have 50 to 75 grand guaranteed.
Okay.
And then 25 or 50 on performance. So the concert gets rained out in Milwaukee. Luda had no plans for the night, so he goes to a local mall, pops open the door with his entourage,
all right,
and begins an impromptu concert with huge speakers and wireless mics as they walk in. This is what it sounded like.
Y'all know what it is. Free concert. Free concert. Let's go.
Free concert. You know, he started with the banger, too. Get out the way. Get out the way. This for a couple of reasons. Number one, he walks in this mall. Everyone turns around like, no way, this is the best thing that's ever happened. You've never seen people so excited to see Ludacris. So cool. It's a cool experience. Mm-hmm. You're just doing your mall shopping, getting little trinkets, Spencer's gifts and stuff. And then Luda walks in with his entourage doing Move, Get Out the Way. That's as good as it gets. People doing selfies, dancing with him. There's no like stanchions or gates holding you back. You're just in a circle with Luda as he's doing the Luda thing.
Uh-huh.
It reminded me of a time we threw a concert or wanted to throw a concert and do a little promo at the Town Center when I was the program director over at X. It was on 102.9. We're going to have Walk the Moon come to the Christmas tree at Town Center.
Okay.
And we were all going to do what I called a hootenanny. I invited all the listeners who had musical instruments to the Christmas tree.
Okay.
And Walk the Moon and all the listeners were going to play Christmas songs at the tree. No one practiced or anything. We were just going to go out there and jam. But unfortunately, it rained. And so I told the band, I was like, hey, we're going to stay out here and tell all these kids we're not doing it. But you guys feel free to go back to the hotel. And Walk the Moon were cool guys, just like Ludacris. They were like, hey, we're staying down the block at the A-Loft. Just tell all the kids to come to the lobby and we'll play. And I was like, really? You don't have to do that. Like, it's raining. We can cancel it. I'm like, no, it'll be fun. So sure enough, we invited like 60 kids to the lobby of this hotel. They didn't ask for permission, the band. They just showed up. And they started playing in the lobby of the hotel. The hotel loved it. They were taking pictures, put it on their social media. The kids loved it. They were taking pictures, put it on social media. I loved it. Talking about the experience a decade later on the radio.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to Luda, who has an awful reputation, by the way.
Does he?
For being a big jerk.
Oh. Well.
No, he's that's just the reputation. I didn't say it.
Oh.
I'm just reporting on it.
Like, not a nice guy.
No.
When the cameras are off.
Or when they're on. I don't know if you've seen some of these interviews.
Are you famous enough to still act like that? Like,
Luda?
I get 2005 Ludacris being like, hey, man, kiss the ring. Don't look in my eye.
Who'd you say?
Ludacris.
Who's that?
Yeah, I know. But 2024.
You don't think he's famous enough?
I mean, that song right there came out 19 years ago.
Man, if you can do a State Farm commercial with space boots on,
he's talented, but
you're famous enough to do that kind of thing.
No,
and you saw the video; people were pumped.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's talented.
But he had a whole trail of people follow him in the mall. I'm sure they saw him walking in. They were like, "Is that Ludacris?" And they walk right in behind him.
No, my question is, you still famous enough?
I think
to have that attitude.
You would have recognized him.
Yeah, and I probably would have followed him.
So he's famous
enough.
The
attitude.
Yeah, I understand. Look, it's not acceptable in anybody.
Oh, yes, it is.
No, it doesn't give you license to be a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying you're still super famous, so people are understanding. It doesn't matter. They're still going to want a picture with you. That's really what the border is. Are you famous enough to be mean to someone and they're still like, can I get a picture with you? He is.
Okay.
Luda. Like a good neighbor, Luda is there. This has been the Aaron Schachter Show. It's been a fun one, Brian. I had a blast with you today.
Hey, man, I had fun too, man. I had fun too.
Maybe we'll have more news like today tomorrow.
And spit on that thing.
Because we hadn't been here a bunch of last week, I had the hotkey. I never played it.
Well, now you got it.
Yeah.
Way to go. We'll see you guys tomorrow, ESPN 690.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
It's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker, card games, and hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it's not just poker. With delicious dining, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com and ante up for fun.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our returning champion, a basketball court sweat mopper from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Louis Cramp.
Great to be back, Merv.
There's only one category left on the board, Louis. People you can trust to repair your air conditioner. Your 10 seconds starts now.